Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show. Liverpool taking on Slaven Bilic's West Ham United side at Anfield this weekend. And we're all looking forward to it because football isn't shit anymore. Because we're not at the moment. Anyway, I'm joined by Chris Page. We've got Jay Ryan, we've got Aubrey Reynolds as well. As mentioned to these lads before we started filming, and this isn't really the perfect topic of conversation. You won't get this on much today. I've got a massive burp looming, so just be aware. Headphone users that could go off. I'm like fucking Vesuvius. This for studio is Pompeii. In for the world of hurt. I'm just giving you some advance notice. Anyway, Chris, one last game before the international break. Vital to get a win.
I think it is vital. I mean, we've made such a good start. West Ham have been a little bit up and down so far. I think I'm going to blow as well, to be honest, mate. With fucking cherry coke and cola brands available.
The fizzy pop.
Quite as fizzy.
Cherry flavoured fizzy cola drink.
It's like it's sitting right there, mate. Right there.
Should have put them in the fridge, it might have been better. Anyway, we digress. Yeah, vital to get a win. Jay, we talked about this on the subscriber shows this week. Like, 7 out of 9 is a textbook start. That's the not the perfect start, but as good a start as you really could have hoped for from the first 3 games of the season. As far as I'm concerned, these 4 games come as a group before the international break, and you want 10 points out of a possible 12.
Most definitely. Obviously West Ham went to Arsenal and won, didn't they? So you can't rule them out really. It's going to be a tough game in that respect. But Bilic is, they've been in the Europa League, haven't they? And the disciplinary record's been absolutely atrocious. They're going to be missing Adrian, the keeper, aren't they? They're also going to be missing Jenkinson now. Yeah. He got sent off in the last game of the weekend. So they've got a few problems there, haven't they? They have got a few issues. But West Ham, I thought it was a bit harsh really on Allardyce. Getting sacked, to be honest, because they had a decent season last year.
What was more harsh was he was on Match of the Day and they kind of said to him, like, what is the West Ham way? Then Sam, because clearly you didn't get it because no one liked you. And it was like, he never really understood it. Not really understood it myself. Like, no, you're right. I agree with that. I get. That's what I always said. Why West Ham are going to be a real mixed bag for me this season. I don't quite know what to expect. As you say, great results against Arsenal, but they've been mental ever since, I guess. It's that thing of, you don't know whether they're going to go and become this really expansive football side, Aubrey, or do they just collapse into a fit of fucking madness on the floor?
Yeah, that basically from what we've seen this season, because obviously them and Southampton are fitter than everyone. We're talking about we've got players in our team who need match fitness. Yeah. We're only still 3 games into the season. They've got 6, 7, 8 games under their belts.
Probably knackered now.
More than, but half of them have been missed them through suspension. Like they have got horrendous. I think Tompkins and Collison have also been sent off this season. They've had like 4 red cards in. A joke, and we're not even before the first international break. The transfer window's still open. They looked amazing against Arsenal, and they looked like, you can see why they've brought Bilic in, and they've got some, is it Dimitri Payet, who looks like a great player, and then you've got Koyate, who's also, he was there before, but he seems to have been moved further up. And then they go on Bournemouth, sorry to throw a shout at you, but you said, I'm going to go for a West Ham defender, because Bournemouth have got no goals in them. And then they go and get 4. And I think this could be the mad game, where, we were talking about the similarities with our season this year to 2 years ago. We got 3 1-0 wins in a row. Okay, we didn't get the 1-0 win against Arsenal, but we've kept 3 clean sheets. And then we went and had a fucking crazy game against Swansea, where I think this could be... We're at home, so we're expected to come out and score. We're going to have more attacking players on the pitch. Who the fuck knows what West Ham are going to do? Yeah. It could be one where actually all of those clean sheets and that goes out the window, and it's a up and down game.
My big fear, Chris, is that because we've looked and we've analysed Arsenal, and we're all by and large happy and bordering on a little disappointed we didn't get more from that game, that you then go, great, that's fine, look how fucking good we are, and then you play West Ham at home and you're thinking, yeah, great, we should have the beating of these, and maybe letting it slip those fundamentals that have got us where we are so far.
I think historically Liverpool haven't done well against smaller opposition after a big result or something like that, but I get the feeling that this squad of players is going to turn that around. I really do, and I think they look focused to me, they look disciplined at the moment, and I think they'll take West Ham seriously, and as such I do think we're going to come out with a decent result against them. I think we can't take them lightly. I don't think we should take any team lightly ever. But I just see something different about the squad this season. And I think that they're really going to attack these games. And I think we're really going to pick up points against the lower opposition very well. And then I think we're actually going to start picking up a few more points against the top four sides from last season as well.
Fingers crossed. Like I think the question is, Jay, because we saw the shift in formation against Arsenal. It was more of a three-man midfield, and you were saying as well, we look better for it. The question is, I guess, do you stick with that? Do you go, well, that worked, that we look good against Arsenal, or do you go back to more like what we were doing prior to that, more of a 4-2-3-1? What would you do yourself?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'd probably stick and have a go at West Ham because for obvious reasons, you know, you've got to consider Firmino was an attack-minded player. He was just expected to do a job, wasn't he, against Arsenal. But the thing which surprised me in the Bournemouth game, when Slaven Bilic was Besiktas manager last season, Liverpool played them in the Europa League and they done a number on us and they worked really hard. They were very workmanlike performance at Anfield when obviously we beat them 1-0, Balotelli penalty, but obviously, you know, they worked so hard and they probably deserved it, you know, to get a draw on the night. And then when we went to Istanbul, he turned us over, didn't he? Albeit it was on penalties, but he always has his team well drilled, and to concede 4 against Bournemouth was a little bit of a shocker, I thought. And it wouldn't surprise me if they obviously kept a clean sheet at the Emirates against Arsenal, and pretty much the same. They're probably going to come to Anfield and try and do the same against us and try and nick a win. So I don't think it'll be the easiest of games. I mean, people are getting a little bit ahead of themselves, thinking it'll be an easy 3 points, it'll be an easy game. I think it might be quite tight, you know, as the other games have been. But you'd like to think Liverpool would have a little bit too much for them, wouldn't you? You know, especially being at Anfield.
I just think we should, again, it's great to see we saw the green shoots of recovery or possibility against Arsenal, Aubrey, but I think fuck that. I know I'd love another little horrible 1-0 win. You know what I mean? I kind of don't care. I think the good stuff will come. I'm confident of that. Right now, again, going back to it, to just have that first 4 games boxed off, get as many points out of it as we possibly can. We can worry about all the good stuff in due course, I think.
Yeah, if you're asking me, do I want a 1-0 win? Do I want 3 points and it comes from a boring 1-0 win? And do I want to roll the dice and we come out possibly losers of a 7-game thriller or we draw in a 6-goal thriller? I'd rather have the 3 points because ultimately it's all about getting points. We need to, I like the way you're saying, because it's a block in 2 ways. There's the international break and there's the transfer deadline, isn't it? Yeah. And we need to have got as many points in those first 4, because when we looked at our fixtures, we all thought, fuck, these are 2 hard months. And actually, if we beat West Ham, we turned what was a hard month into an easy month. Yeah. That's as good. They're as good a results as you can get, apart from obviously going and winning at Arsenal. But so it sets us up to go into the next month, and you've got that base. No, I don't think, apart from our fans who always want us to be buying players, we're not doing a Chelsea. We're not panicking like some team, like Tottenham, are in the league looking at it going after the first run of goals. Shit, we need like 3 or 4 players here. Yeah. We're quite happy going, oh, the fullbacks are working, the striker's doing all right. Yeah. You know, the attack and mid looks okay. So I think we have to win. Ideally, I think changing the team, you don't need Lucas for this game. Yeah. Hopefully, if Henderson comes back, if Henderson's fit, he comes straight back in. Yeah. And I think because of even the way Rodgers was saying, the way the phrasing, which is the compliment, but there's a little bit of a backhanded compliment in there of he's the best player to do that defensive midfield position.
Kind of in the games when we need.
And the unspoken thing is we don't need that all the time. Yeah. I think I'd like to see the same team, but maybe Lucas come out. Hopefully Henderson come back in. But even if Henderson isn't available, you know, possibly putting, you know, Ibe in from the start and go really just trying and win that game in the first 30, 40 minutes.
I guess kind of drop Coutinho a bit deeper or whatever and push Ibe up wide. It's a possibility. I absolutely agree with that. I guess because it's that you want to look at the teams around you. You know, we're already got a points gap to Arsenal, and it's very early season. Nothing's ever decided this early on, of course, but we've got a points gap over Arsenal. We've got a points gap over Chelsea. We're behind Man City. I want to go into that game at Old Trafford. Look, they've got Swansea at the weekend. That's their toughest game of the season, I think, in that regard. There's a we want to just put it under pressure where we don't want to end up with the possibility if we lose to United that we're 6 points behind them after like 5 5 games played. That's my thinking on it anyway.
No, too right. And look, we've dealt well with the pressure so far this season because the last 2 games have been Monday night games when the other teams have picked up results and stuff. It's always fucking harder, I think, playing later on in the weekend and stuff. So if we can, obviously we've got the 3 o'clock game, but if we can put a bit of pressure on our rivals around the weekend, fucking magic. Like, and they don't want to see Liverpool picking up 3 points at all. I think we'll do well in this game. Like, I think we've got a couple of goals in this.
Yeah, going back to the side then, Jay, we obviously saw Firmino show flashes of what he can do again. Another good, solid outing, I guess, against Arsenal, but it's clearly he needs games, and you'd expect him now to start every game he's fit for, I'd have thought anyway.
Well, the thing is, Lallana's going to be out for about a month, isn't he? Jordan Henderson's out for the game as well. So there's no real reason why Firmino shouldn't start the game because, as I said before, the attacking options really, he deserves to play because he done well for, I would say, about an hour. Yeah. And he did tire, of course he did. But, as I said before about any Slaven Bilic team, they put a shift in. Well, that's right up Firmino's street anyway because he works hard for the team. He's not just about your goals and your assists. He will put a shift in, so I don't see any reason why he shouldn't start the game. And also, you've got to consider, because I've just touched on the injuries we've got there, then, there's no reason why he shouldn't play anyway. Who else would come into the side? Yeah. I mean, potential for maybe Markovic, you could argue, or Jordan Hyde, but I don't see him making many changes for the game. Yeah,
that's it. I can see that. I think that the only change that's liable is whether, as Aubrey says there, whether Lucas is needed for this game. I'm open to people's opinions on this one. Do let us know in the comments below. Would you stick with that team against Arsenal? Because no one who started that game failed to put in a good performance. I thought, although I think actually in terms of it, like we discussed this on the subscribe shows, Jordan and I had an opportunity to go, yeah, I'm here, don't forget me, that was my place, we've let Firmino get in for a minute, just to get his feet to the table, but, I'll be straight back in when the opportunity presents it. I don't think he did enough there, so I think there's a strong case to be made that we just keep the same team, but I don't know.
I'd be quite happy. Look, I don't think we need Lucas, but if Henderson's not fit, then Lucas is the next player who starts for me. And that does come back to what you've just said there. They all put a shift in against Arsenal. I think they all had a good game, and so they deserve to keep the starting spots. I think, and there's nothing wrong with that, mate.
You know what? I'm just chuffed with that the Arsenal game. We didn't really touch on it on the sub-shows again, but just Rossiter to get in that game time, you know what I mean? He didn't have a great deal to do, he was fine in what he did. I'd love to see him get another chance on the bench there if Henderson's out, and just if we have the opportunity to get him minutes on the pitch again, just keep doing that, keep taking it over. I want to know what player we've got in him. He is the great Scouse Hope, isn't he, I guess, but be interesting to see. We're going to do score predictions. We did have Ozzy in, he had to leave for a family issue, but he threw the prediction of 2-0 in. Aubrey, what are you going for?
I reckon it's going to be the mad game, so I'm going to go we win 3-2.
Jay?
I think we'll get the 3 points, but if I'm relating it back to when Bilic was the Besiktas manager, I expect West Ham to come and put a little bit of a shift in and make it hard for us, and pretty much what they tried to do, at the Emirates, and they were successful. They got the 3 points there, so I don't think it'll be an easy game, but I think Liverpool will win 2-1.
Great. Chris?
2-0, Firmino and Benteke.
Wow. Go ahead. You didn't get the last score prediction right, but no, you're 2
out of 3 so far.
Yeah, not bad. I agree. I think that in terms of the challenge, I think when you look at what we've achieved so far in those games, and I think there will be it'd be easy for us to think, well, West Ham are not as good as Arsenal, yada yada yada. We're at home. This should be a bit easier. We need to face that next step of challenge, and that next step for me is concede the goal and see how we deal with it. Because I still worry that we might be a little bit fragile.
Yeah, we can do that in December.
No, but yeah, that'd be lovely. Let's just never bother. Let's just not do that. Let's keep clean sheets all the way through. But no, I think in terms of I want to see the true test of character of this team, which has been great so far.
So you want to see us go one behind?
No. I don't want to see us go one behind. But at some point we're going to have to face that challenge where we don't just have it our own way, and all that look that we've had where you got Glenn Johnson spooning chances over the bar and disallowed goals and all this kind of stuff. At some point that's not going to happen, and the team are actually going to have to go and outscore their opponent. So I'll go with 2-1. I hope it's another 1-0 horrible nasty, fucking disgusting win that I will absolutely love the second the full time whistle
Dubious
goes.
decision and all that one of them.
Absolutely, all of
Dodgy
that.
pen.
The whole kit and caboodle, a lot. Yeah, Lovren getting his revenge against Bilic. But yeah, I genuinely don't care how we go about doing it, but I've got a feeling that it might be a little bit more difficult this time around. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below. How do you think Liverpool should line up? Should Lucas continue to start? If not, who would you put in for him? Would you bring Jordan Ibe back into the side, etc., etc.? All that in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you want more Redmen TV goodness. We're going to be looking at this game in loads more depth and detail on the Formation Show, which is led by Mr. Chris Pajak. So it's boss. It's on the redmentv.com. We'll annotate to that at the end of the video. Completely free for a month. Check it out. It's amazing, etc., etc. I shouldn't have etc. it.
West Ham Fan TV.
Oh yeah, we're going to be with West Ham Fan TV as well, which they look.
You just fart then, Tom.
Liar.
Yeah. We'll soon know.
Everyone's been on the pod.
We'll soon know. Yeah, West Ham Fan TV, who look like they would absolutely look like they would murder your face, but they're actually really nice lads. We're going to be doing some pre-match content with them as well, so check
Because
that
they
out.
told us to.
Because
We're
we
too
told
scared
us
to say
to.
no.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Ta-ra.
Martin Ging, I thought we had some 31-year-old veteran at left back, but then I realised it's an 18-year-old Joe Gomez. Everyone except Ibe impressed me. As you said, we rode the luck, but we were unlucky with some of the chances we got. I think you're spot on. I think we did. Next comment, Darnish Rafiq. Can someone tell me what Roberto Firmino does on a football pitch? Because I couldn't quite tell from the game. Let him know in the comment section below.